What happens when you stop masturbating after 70? The shocking truth no one talks about. Welcome to the Silver Years Health Channel, your trusted companion in health for older adults. Today, I want to share a very special topic with you. It's both intimate and deeply important. A matter many keep quietly to themselves. Too embarrassed to talk about. The question is, what really happens when you stop masturbating after the age of 70? It might sound uncomfortable at first. But the truth is, the older we get, the more we need to understand and care for our bodies. This isn't just about pleasure, it's about whole body wellness. Too many older adults ignore this part of their lives because of shame, guilt, or simply the belief, at my age, I don't need that anymore. But science shows us that masturbation isn't just instinct, it's a natural form of self-care. One that has powerful benefits without needing medications or treatments. And when you stop doing it, your body changes, slowly, silently, and often in ways that matter more than we realize. In today's video, we'll walk through 5 surprising changes that happen when you stop masturbating after 70. These changes don't just affect your body, they touch your emotions, your sleep, your immunity, and even your connection to yourself. If you find this topic important and meaningful, please take a second to subscribe to the Silver Years Health Channel. Your support helps us continue creating honest, science-based content to empower and inspire your journey through aging. Now, let's begin, and I believe, after just a few minutes, you'll begin to see this topic from an entirely new perspective, not one of shame, but of understanding and respect for your own body. Change 1. Reduced blood circulation in the genital area. As we age, maintaining good blood flow becomes essential, not just for the heart or the brain, but also for the most sensitive and often neglected parts of our body. One of the simplest, most natural ways to keep this blood flow going? Masturbation. Though many might see it as a private or even trivial act, it plays a critical biological role. During masturbation, the blood vessels in the genital area expand, stimulating circulation, sending fresh oxygen and nutrients to the tissues, and keeping them healthy, supple, and responsive. But when older adults stop masturbating, that regular stimulation ends. Over time, those blood vessels lose elasticity, circulation slows, and a number of problems can emerge: erectile dysfunction in men, vaginal dryness and discomfort in women, and a general loss of sensitivity, warmth, or even numbness in the area. Frank, a 79-year-old retired teacher, noticed a steady decline in his ability to maintain erections after he stopped masturbating. He didn't connect the dots at first, but after reading about the link between blood flow and genital health, he resumed gentle stimulation. Slowly, his responsiveness returned and his sense of self improved. For women, the experience is no less significant. Patricia, 74, suffered from painful intimacy due to dryness and lack of stimulation. It affected not only her comfort but also her emotional closeness with her partner. Once she began paying more attention to self-care and reintroduced occasional self-pleasure, the discomfort eased, and she felt more confident in her body again. Medical studies back this up. Regular stimulation promotes vascular health and keeps tissues flexible. It's not just about sex, it's about preserving healthy function. Moreover, stimulation enhances nerve activity. Without it, nerve endings can dull, reducing both pleasure and sensation. This can have a real emotional toll. 2. Leading to frustration, disconnection from one's body, and even sadness. But when blood flow and sensitivity are maintained, the body feels alive. There's a renewed sense of energy, confidence, and quiet joy. Unfortunately, many seniors give this up, not because they want to, but because of guilt, stigma, or the belief that it's not age-appropriate. But the truth is, masturbation is a simple, drug-free, empowering way to care for yourself. No one needs to know. And there's nothing shameful about it. Change 2. Lowered hormone levels and whole body impact. Hormones might seem like a medical term far removed from daily life. But in reality, they're the invisible hands that guide everything, from energy and strength to mood and sleep. In youth, hormones are abundant, giving us vitality and resilience. But as we age, they begin to drop, and when masturbation stops, that natural hormonal stimulation disappears too, speeding up the decline. For men, testosterone is the key hormone. It fuels not only libido, but also muscle mass, bone strength, motivation, and mental clarity. For women, estrogen plays a similar role, supporting skin elasticity, joint flexibility, emotional balance, and even brain health. Masturbation, through sexual arousal and release, helps trigger the production of these hormones, keeping the body in balance. Without it, many seniors experience fatigue, irritability, loss of drive, and a gradual dimming of vitality. Take George, a 75-year-old former engineer. Once full of energy, he began to feel sluggish, unmotivated, and emotionally flat after giving up all sexual activity, including masturbation. Only later, when he started reconnecting with his body through occasional self-pleasure, did his mood and stamina begin to return. For women, the story is equally powerful. Linda, 72, had gone through menopause and decided that those parts of her life were over. But over time, she began to feel increasingly dry, anxious, and emotionally out of balance. Upon her doctor's gentle suggestion, she began exploring ways to gently stimulate and reconnect with her body, and the result was dramatic. Her emotional well-being improved, her body felt less tense, and her confidence grew. Science supports what these stories show. Sexual activity, including masturbation, boosts dopamine and serotonin, the feel-good brain chemicals. These hormones reduce anxiety, elevate mood, and help fight depression. Without them, seniors can slip into a low, dull emotional state without realizing why. In addition, the drop in hormones also slows metabolism, reduces endurance, and makes everyday activities feel heavier. It creates a cycle. Less energy leads to less activity, and that leads to even lower hormone production. But there's a way out. Maintaining gentle sexual self-care can help stabilize these hormones naturally. No drugs needed, and no one has to know. It's private, personal, and powerful. The truth is, hormones aren't just about sex, they're about life. They keep the lights on inside us. They protect our bones, our hearts, our minds, and even our ability to laugh or smile. And masturbation, in a modest, respectful way, helps keep those hormones alive. Change 3. Rising stress and anxiety. It might surprise you, but masturbation is one of the body's most natural ways to relieve stress. Not because of the act itself, but because of what it triggers in your brain and body. During sexual release, your brain releases a powerful mix of chemicals, endorphins, the body's natural painkillers, and oxytocin, the hormone of bonding and calm. When seniors stop masturbating, this gentle, natural relief disappears, and over time, stress begins to build, quietly, gradually, almost invisibly. What starts as mild tension becomes restlessness at night. Fleeting sadness becomes a persistent sense of loneliness or unease. Barbara, 77, was once a cheerful, balanced woman, but after she decided to give up all sexual expression, believing it was no longer appropriate, she found herself feeling nervous, irritated, and unusually emotional. Daily stressors, once manageable, now overwhelmed her. It wasn't until she talked to a therapist who gently encouraged her to reconnect with her body that she began to feel like herself again. Within weeks, her anxiety lessened, and she felt more grounded and at peace. The science is clear. During orgasm, your body releases feel-good hormones that lower cortisol levels, the stress hormone responsible for high blood pressure, inflammation, and weakened immunity. When you no longer receive this natural dose of relaxation, your body remains in a state of low-grade tension, which over time can erode both physical and mental health. This isn't just about relaxation. Masturbation creates a private moment of mindfulness, a chance to be with yourself, without demands, without judgment. For many seniors, especially those who live alone, it becomes a way to stay connected, to feel cared for, to be reminded that they are still whole. Without that, some turn to unhealthy coping mechanisms, overeating, isolation, excessive alcohol, or simply withdrawing from life. And slowly, a sense of disconnection from the body and the world begins to grow. Psychological studies have consistently shown that sexual health and mental health are deeply linked. Those who maintain some form of sexual self-care in older age report better moods, lower anxiety, and a stronger sense of identity. Recognizing masturbation as a valid, healthy tool for emotional balance is empowering. It reminds us that we are still in control, still capable of pleasure, peace, and presence. Letting go of shame and reclaiming that quiet connection with your body can change how you handle the storms of life. Even in older age, that small act of self-love might be the anchor that keeps your spirit calm. Change 4. Decline in sleep quality. Good sleep might seem simple to younger people, but for many older adults, a full night's rest becomes harder and harder to achieve. And few realize that one of the most natural, effective ways to support healthy sleep is masturbation. When you masturbate, your body releases a calming mix of hormones, oxytocin, which soothes anxiety, and prolactin, which creates a feeling of satisfaction and relaxation. These are the same hormones that tell your brain and body, it's time to rest now. Without this natural release, many seniors experience restless nights, insomnia, or waking up frequently without falling back asleep. Tiredness becomes a daily companion, and no amount of tea, books, or breathing exercises seem to fix it. Take Helen, a 78-year-old grandmother. For example, for nearly a year, she struggled with sleep, lying awake for hours, waking up feeling drained, and finding her mind racing even when she wanted to rest. After trying everything from herbal teas to sleep medication, she read an article on the link between sexual self-care and sleep hormones. With some hesitation, she decided to try gently reconnecting with herself. Within weeks, she reported falling asleep faster, sleeping more deeply, and waking up feeling refreshed. There's real science behind her story. The physical exertion of masturbation helps relax the muscles, lower blood pressure, and calm the nervous system, setting the stage for deep, restorative sleep. In fact, studies have shown that those who maintain some level of sexual activity, even in old age, fall asleep more easily and stay asleep longer. But when this activity stops, the body is left without this natural sleep aid. Cortisol levels stay high, muscles stay tense, and the mind continues to race, making it harder to find true rest. Sleep isn't just about rest, it's a pillar of health. Poor sleep affects memory, mood, immune function, and even your body's ability to fight off illness or injury. And sadly, sleep medications often bring side effects or dependency risks. In contrast, masturbation offers a safe, natural, and immediate way to support your body's sleep rhythm, without drugs, without anyone else, and without shame. Even more importantly, the emotional calm that comes from reconnecting with yourself, especially before bed, can soothe anxious thoughts, reduce mental chatter, and make sleep not just possible, but peaceful. The truth is, one small action before bed could be the difference between a night of tossing and turning and a night of healing rest. Change 5. Weakened immune function. As we age, our immune systems naturally slow down. The body becomes more vulnerable to colds, infections, and longer recovery times. That's why any activity that can strengthen immune defenses without drugs becomes incredibly valuable. Surprisingly, masturbation is one of those activities. Studies have shown that sexual activity, including masturbation, boosts the production of immunoglobulin A, IgA, an antibody that serves as your body's first line of defense, especially in the saliva and mucous membranes. IgA helps block viruses and bacteria from entering your system. When seniors stop masturbating, this natural immune boost fades, making them more susceptible to infections, respiratory illnesses, and even general fatigue. Take James, a 74-year-old retired school principal. He never used to get sick, but after stopping all sexual activity, including masturbation, for several months, he began catching colds more frequently and felt generally weaker. Out of curiosity, he slowly resumed gentle self-stimulation, and over time, his health improved, and he reported fewer infections. That wasn't coincidence. Masturbation also helps regulate cortisol, the body's main stress hormone. And as we've already seen, chronic stress weakens immune function, leaving the body in a constant state of vulnerability. By lowering stress, masturbation indirectly protects the immune system and gives it room to work more effectively. Additionally, the physical activity involved in masturbation, however mild, boosts circulation and improves lymphatic flow, helping the body flush out toxins and distribute immune cells more efficiently. This matters especially for seniors living alone. Social isolation can negatively affect the immune system. Masturbation, in this context, becomes more than self-pleasure, it becomes a form of self-connection. A quiet signal that says, I still care for myself. Unlike medications or supplements, masturbation has no harmful side effects. It's accessible, free, and easy to manage in your own time and space. For many older adults, it may be one of the simplest ways to stay resilient without medical intervention. In a world where we often overlook small acts of self-care, this one might be more powerful than we think. Preserving immune strength isn't about grand strategies, it's about small, consistent habits that nourish the body from within. And sometimes, the most natural act of all may be the most protective. Conclusion, a quiet form of self-care for a fuller life. Dear viewer, we've just explored 5 subtle but powerful changes that can occur when older adults stop masturbating: reduced circulation, lowered hormone levels, rising stress, poor sleep, and weakened immunity. These are not just physical changes. They touch on your comfort, your confidence, your energy, and your connection to yourself. Now, perhaps you see what so few people talk about. Masturbation isn't just about pleasure, it's about health. It's about honoring your body, staying connected, and preserving the very things that make life feel alive. There's no shame here, no need for guilt or embarrassment. Just a quiet truth. Even in older age, your body still responds to love, especially your own. Aging doesn't mean disconnecting from who you are. It means returning to yourself, listening to your rhythms, caring for your feelings, your needs, your peace. And masturbation, in its simplest and kindest form, can be one of those acts of love toward your health, your joy, and your wholeness. Whether you do it once a week or once a month, whether it's part of a gentle bedtime routine or just a way to reconnect now and then, you deserve to feel good in your own body. If you've made it to this point in the video, it means you are someone curious, courageous, and open-minded. Someone who cares enough about their well-being to face taboo with wisdom and clarity. And if this message resonated with you, I kindly invite you to subscribe to the Silver Years Health channel, where we share thoughtful, honest content that helps older adults live fully, feel deeply, and age with dignity and strength. Let your body know you're still here. Let it know you still care. Through small, conscious acts of self-love, you can reclaim your energy, your calm, your sleep, and even your immunity, one quiet moment at a time. Thank you for being here. Stay well, stay connected, and remember, your body never stops listening.